You're watching The Breakfast Club.
I don't care.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are The Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
Man, she don't even know she's one of my favorite people.
Actually, know now.
I'm telling you.
She's my best friend after seeing a girls trip.
I've been I used to watch Tiffany when you used to be on VH1. What was that? I love the 90s.
Yeah, you was on it too.
I know.
That's why I watched it. Tiffany Haddish is here.
Yeah,
We
Tiffany
even
Haddish is
taped
here.
the same day.
We did tape the same day. I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I asked you to get in a photo booth with me, and you said you was busy.
That's not true.
That
That
true?
is not
Yeah,
true.
he was busy though. They was talking to you in the room. You was
They got a
busy.
photo
Wow.
Yeah, remember they had the photo booth there, and you was there with I feel bad. I'm about to mess his name up.
Little Duval.
Lil Duval?
Duval,
Okay,
yeah.
Got you.
You was there with Duval,
comedian, too.
You
and
took
you
the
had
picture with Duval, but wouldn't take it with you.
yeah.
That's
Well,
crazy.
I don't know if he took a picture with
I don't
Duval.
think I
I
took
don't
a
even
picture
know
with
if Duval even knew that there was like a box there, and if you get in the box, you take pictures, you know. And I was
Yeah.
thinking that would be so cool if I could take a picture with you, and then I could just brag on like, look, guess who I know, bitches, you know, all through the hood.
Well, Maya, the tables have turned.
Mm-hmm.
What you mean?
They ain't turned that much.
We both grew
Tiffany
in the
Haddish
game.
is here with that. I bet you would take a picture now.
Tell her what she should know. How many times you on that list?
Oh, the New York Times bestseller?
Tell her.
It's a few weeks. About
Oh.
7-8 weeks.
Yeah,
Who's counting?
There you go.
yeah,
There you
you
go.
killing the game.
Thank you very
I
much.
just finished your book too. Very good.
I appreciate
very
that.
good. Very, very
But
good.
no,
book.
I became, I always thought you was funny, but when I heard your story on the Champs podcast, maybe like 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago now, I was like, wow. I like people who've been through it. Like,
Well,
you
tell the
really
story,
been
'cause
through it.
I didn't hear that episode.
Ah,
I
man.
mean, where do you start?
Yeah, you got to get
Right.
specific.
Am I gonna cry?
Well, you could.
All right.
Well, let's start. You started raising all your siblings at a really young age.
Yeah. My mom had a really bad car accident. Her head went through a windshield, and I was 9, and I'm the oldest of. There's 5 of us total, and I'm the oldest. And so at 9 years old, you know, my mom had to learn how to walk, talk, eat, everything again. And so basically everything she had taught me up to that point, now I'm turning around, I'm teaching her. And I'm taking care of my brothers and
She gonna say these
sisters.
babies.
Yeah, I was about to say something else actually, but I figured we on the radio.
badass
So
kids,
these kids, and so I was like a full-on mom, like right away. And I remember the day my mom came out the hospital. The doctor pulled me to the side. He said, "Look, she's never gonna be the person that she was, and it's time for you to grow up now. You're gonna have to help her as much as you can, okay?" And I was like, "Okay," but here's the thing, like when I think back about it, like I feel like it made me super strong. I couldn't really read that good at that point, and then
You was only 8.
I know.
What you was supposed to be reading?
I'm supposed to be reading these. I got to read these food stamps and everything, and they'll fill out all this paperwork so we can eat. And you know, she had 2 properties at the time. She ended up losing all her properties, we lost everything, man, because I was not good at, you know.
But what
Right,
happened
when
in the
you were-
accident? Did somebody hit her or? Did she...
No, my stepdad had cut the brake lines. I found that out later on when I was like 21. That
was trying to kill your mom?
He had. See, what had happened was,
my
see,
goodness.
cocaine is a horrible drug, and he had a few women's pregnant. And he had policies on us, and he kept moving us. Like, we had these houses in L.A., and he moved my mom from there. We moved to Pomona. Then from Pomona, we moved to Colton, which is even further from L.A. And my mom at the time was a manager at the U.S. Post Office. She had her own business going. She had properties going. Like, she was like a very, you know, entrepreneur, strong woman, and she was only like 28, 29. And so we was all supposed to be dead. And I remember when I turned 21, I got really depressed and I was crying. I wanted to kill myself. I wanted to die because I felt like, why am I even here? I can't take care of these kids. I'm not good at, and I just want to be happy, but it's hard. You know, I'm frustrated. And he took me out for drinks. And he was like,
the stepdad.
Yeah. And he said, "You're supposed to be here because you could have died a long time ago, but you didn't." And I don't, you know, and then he broke it down to me and I was just like, what?
So he basically told you he tried to kill your mama?
He tried to kill all of us.
Because
Yeah.
you for a while you held on to that because you thought you were supposed to be in the car.
Yeah, we all were supposed to be in the car, and I had begged her.
I ain't got soft tissue, but it's a little hard. But
Thank you. But I had begged her to let me babysit because I'm like, I'm 8, you know, 8 and a half, about to be 9. I know how to make hot dogs. I know how to make rice. I know how to change diapers. I know how to make babies, you know, formula, all of that. We going to bed in a couple of hours anyways. Why drive us all the way to L.A., drop us off at my grandma's house, then you go to work. Then you pick us up at like 6, 7 in the morning, drive all the way back. Then I got to go to school or whatever. Just let me babysit. But she didn't come home. Wow. You know, she let me babysit, but then, 3 days go by, she don't come home. And she said, don't call nobody, and don't answer the phone unless it ring twice and then hang up, because that's how your mama do when she leave at home alone. She called 2 times, hang up, then call back.
Yes.
Then you like, that's mama.
You didn't want to get mama in trouble, get mama locked up.
Right.
You don't want social workers at the house.
No, but
for 3 days, you didn't know what happened?
No, and then on the 3rd day, I was just like, man, I called my grandma, like, have you seen my mama? Have you talked to her? She was like, no. I'm wondering why y'all ain't came by the house. And then, I'm like, well, I don't know where she's at. She hasn't come home. Wow. And I told her that, I'm babysitting, but we running low on rice.
And you're 8 years old.
8 years old.
Wow.
And
how old are the kids? Because you're the oldest, right?
I'm the oldest. So my sister, she was 4. My baby brother was 2. My baby sister was 1, and she hadn't had the other one just yet. And it was like a damn.
Well, what you doing this weekend? Because you know how to raise kids. I got 5. I need some help in my house.
Ooh, no. See that now I don't really want to.
You don't want to be around
I
no
really
children.
don't want
That's
to.
the best birth control.
No. I was married to a man that had children, and I love his
You were
kids.
married?
And I'm a beautiful woman.
I didn't say yeah.
Your ex-husband is
Tell them again, Tiff.
I'm a beautiful woman.
Your ex-husband is actually the man who helped you find your real father.
Yes, he found my real dad. That's how he got me.
Now, I want to talk about your daddy now, your biological daddy.
My biological
Ooh,
father.
that's a lot,
He
man.
was, what was he from?
He's from Eritrea. He's an Eritrean Jew.
What the hell is
What's
that?
Eritrea?
Eritrea is right next to Ethiopia. They were in war together. It was all Ethiopia at one point in time. There's a big old war that happened for like 30 years, and my dad came to America as a refugee, and he met my mom, and she taught him how to drive and stuff, and they had an ice cream truck business together.
But wasn't he illegal?
He was illegal as hell. No, he was a refugee.
Okay.
But what had happened was,
Oh, boy.
what had happened was he started selling green cards,
Okay.
illegally, and that's what got him caught up, and that's why he like took off. And so last time I saw him, I was 3, and you know when you a kid, you make up these fantastic stories about who your dad could be, what he is and stuff. And my mom used to always tell me before, my middle name is Sarah or Sarah, and in that language it means princess. And she used to be like, yeah, you supposed to be some princess, but you look like your ugly ass daddy. And so for years I thought my dad was ugly, and I thought I was ugly too because I look like this man, right? But turns out I go on this cruise, I meet this dude on the cruise.
Don't tell me you fucked your daddy now. Come on
No,
now.
This is her ex-husband.
all right.
my ex-husband.
Okay. No, I'm not. I don't know where the
Look,
story was going.
just because you got it in with your auntie, nigga, don't mean
That's a fact.
I read the book. So
She's a good one over here.
don't play. So I went on this cruise. This dude, he was like filming me and stuff and telling me that my smile just lit him up and made him so happy and everything. And he told me he was a police. And at that time, I had just found out about the stuff with my mom and all that and my stepdad. And so I had got in my mind that that's what I need to do. I need to sleep with more police. I need to date more police, and I can figure out how I can get this man locked up for doing what he did to my mama.
Right.
So I was going through this whole little point from the time I was like 19, 18.
Why didn't you just report him to the police?
It was too late. I did do that, and it was
Okay.
too late. It's the statute of limitations.
So
Like,
hold on,
and
you-
if the car is gone, there's no
Almost killed
proof.
somebody.
No. So you sat with your stepdaddy. He told you what happened, and soon after lunch, you went right to the police station.
I ain't mad.
Too
I did
damn
the same
late.
thing.
It's too late.
Got you.
Too late, and there's no proof. The car gone,
Yeah.
everything
It's just him
gone. Like,
saying that,
Goodness
though.
gracious.
it's just him saying.
His
I didn't get him. I
confession.
didn't get him on camera saying it or on tape. And then even if that, like, we were drunk, we was drinking. Shoot, so
All right,
man.
so back to the cop.
Anyway, so back to the cops. So I was like, oh, it's good to have a police friend, right? So he was a police and stuff, and so we exchanged numbers. And I was like, maybe you can find my dad for me one day. And he was like, maybe, and all this. And so we talked
you
on
were
the phone.
serious.
I was dead serious, because I would deal with dudes in immigrations and stuff. I was working at the airlines at the time, so I would talk to all kind of people trying to find my dad, because I felt like if I find my dad, maybe I'll be complete. Maybe I'll understand like how I think more and who I am more,
Right.
and I'll know if I got like crazy super crazy in the family, which is definitely on my mama's side. So I need to know if it's on my daddy's side so I can know how crazy I'm going to be. And
Well, you said your mom's schizophrenic, right?
yeah, she's schizophrenic, but that was from the car accident, from the head injury. So I know that in my cousin, her cousin, my second cousin, you know, she got it too because she got hit in the head with a bat. So I know if I get hit in the head,
Oh my God.
that's it.
They can trigger it.
Ah!
Yeah.
So anyways, my where was I?
Your boyfriend, the
no,
guy-
No. So I'm talked to
trying
him
to
for a
find your
year.
dad.
I talked to him on the phone for like a year. I realized in my mind he too old. I don't want him. So we stopped talking. I changed my number. Then 5 years, 6 years go by, and I guess he had been looking for me, but he couldn't find me. And then he saw me on Bill Bellamy's Who's Got Jokes, and he was like, "That's the girl. That's my girl. I see the mole. That's her." And she got the smile, and he hit me up. He did some, you know, he's a private investigator by this time, and he called a few phone companies, got my number paid for it, which I thought was kind of romantic. And
If you like him, not if he's a stalker.
well, you know, I had been praying to God to send me a man that really like me, that really want to be around
There
me,
you go.
that you know, love my dirty draws, want to be where I'm at. So
Don't miss your blessing. I'm with you.
God sent me that.
There you
Now, you know, he just might have sent it times 1,000, but he sent it to me, and he called me, and I was like, oh my God, I remembered who he was immediately, and I was like, how'd you find me? He told me all the things he did to find me. I said, well, dang, if you could find me, maybe you could find my daddy. He said, I'll find your daddy for you, but it's gonna cost you. And I was like, I'll pay you whatever you want.
He wanted to be
Thinking I'm
paid
gonna give
in-
him a little booty
he
or
wanted to be paid in
something.
pussy.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I was
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
give
yeah.
him some of that, a couple of $100, and he was like, I want you to marry me. That's what I want.
Damn.
And I was like, yeah, right. You ain't gonna find my daddy. Anyways, I can't find this nigga. And so he found him in 3 weeks, and I had. In that first conversation, I was like, yeah, sure, I'll marry you or whatever, because I didn't think he would find him. But he found him, and then, like, I'm a woman of my word. If I say I'm going to do something,
Tiff, come on now.
I'ma do it.
You
Come
married a
on.
man because you know how to do search Google?
No, he did more than search Google, because my daddy was hard to find, but he talked to me every day on the phone for those 3 weeks. He got up in my mind,
Yeah.
right? And I really enjoyed this conversation. We laughed a lot and stuff, and I was like, oh, I just need to see what he looked like, and then it'll be cool. And he linked me up with my dad, and I knew it was my dad because the things he talked about only my father would know.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was telling me that I'm a princess and stuff. I was like, shut up.
Where was he?
He was in Virginia, in Richmond, Virginia.
Did you really want to connect with him? You didn't have no reservations or feel anger because he left y'all?
Well, you know, when I was a teenager, I felt anger, and I thought to myself, oh, if I see my dad, I'm going to kick him in the ding-ding. First thing I'm going to do. I ain't even going to say hello. I'm going to just kick him, because all these different foster homes I've been in, all this stuff I've been through, I didn't have to go through none of this if he would have been there. But then as I got older, I realized, well, dang, you know, him not being there allowed me to experience so many things, and allow me to be loved by so many different people, and be fathered and nurtured by so many different people, and have so many different experiences, that it's probably a good thing he wasn't around. He might not have been a good dad, you know, and I thanked him for that. That was one of the first things. I gave him a hug and I said, thank you for not being there, because I might not be the person that I am today if he was there.
Do y'all have a relationship now?
He died 3 weeks ago.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah.
He
I did see that.
died
I
three.
saw that on Instagram.
He
I did see
died.
that.
He died 3 weeks ago, and I turned up last night in a little Ethiopian restaurant for him. Drank like 3 glasses of honey wine. I didn't pour none out because he didn't drink, but I did. So
So now, guy, you married now. So now you married this guy.
So I married this guy or whatever.
How long was that marriage for?
It lasted 5 years, and yeah, and it didn't work out
Why not?
because
He couldn't handle your career.
he could that part couldn't handle
Yeah.
the career part. He felt like he just recently told me, like, we got divorced in 2013, it was the end of 2012, beginning of 2013, and he said, like, and he never wanted to admit it. He always just be like, you crazy, you this, you that, and I'm like, I gave everything I had. It just felt like I was back that 9-year-old, not being good enough, not being able to do enough, but I was not going to allow my dreams to be shut down. Like, I will not allow no man to shut down this dream I have, because it keeps coming to me, and it's like, God keep telling me, you got to do this. You got to share your story. You got to spread this joy. You got to spread love. Like, you got to do it, Tiff. And there's no stopping it. And when I try to stop, I get all depressed and be crying and shit. I was like, I got to get it. So, yeah, he just admitted to me like 2 weeks ago. He was like, you know, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I treated you the way that I did, but I was scared that you wouldn't need me, that you would become so successful and so powerful that you wouldn't need me. And that bothered me
Now,
as a man. And I was like, but I married you because I needed. I married you because I loved you, and I didn't get married because I needed some man to walk me everywhere or protect me. I married you because I wanted somebody to share all this with. That's why I married you.
You know, it's funny. A lot of guys will hear your story and try to take advantage of it because they be like, "Oh, she's hurt. Oh, she got baggage."
Oh no, I'm strong as hell. I'm strong as hell. You better be careful.
Now, your mom used to be abusive too, right?
Yeah, she used to beat the crap out of me because after that accident and stuff, you know, mental illness and brain damage, and here was a woman who could communicate very well. You know, she's like she's a Jehovah's Witness. She still says she's a Jehovah's Witness, but she ain't been to the Kingdom Hall in I don't know how long.
My mom was a witness, a very active witness.
Yeah. And my mom was very active and everything and very good at communicating and all this stuff. But now, you know, because of the injury, she can't communicate that well. Her vocabulary's not that good. And so she would get upset, and when she couldn't use the words right, or if I knew something, and she would get just and punch me and be mean. She said a lot of mean things. But I love her anyways.
How does she feel about
She's
your
my
success
first love.
now?
How does she feel about my success now? She said her coochie makes stars. That's what she said. My coochie makes stars.
Did you learn anything in the Kingdom Hall that still sticks with you now?
Yeah, it's a lot of things I learned in the Kingdom Hall that still stick with me to this day. You know, like how to treat people.
Absolutely.
How to treat children. You always, because, you know, children never forget that you can make an impression on them so easy. Like bad kids, I like to buy them ice cream and slap it out their hand.
Why?
Because life does that to you. Give you something you really want, and the next thing you know, it's taken from you.
Right before I get to your mouth, right before you get that taste.
You need a hug,
I like to do that. They teach kids life lessons, though. If they learn it early, they won't mess up later. And you know, if you treat people right, things won't be taken away from you
What if
so
they
quickly.
pick it up off the ground and eat it?
Well, then, hey, you got a strong immune system. I mean, you make the best of with what you got. I never seen a kid do it before.
Yeah, especially ice cream. Was it hard being a kid because you already was poor and you celebrating Jehovah's Witness, you don't get nothing for Christmas?
Yeah,
anyway?
you never got nothing.
Yeah.
I never got nothing. It was not till I got into the foster care system, then they start trying to give you stuff, you know. But then I was like always trying to still hold that up like out of respect for my mom. And then I did this party. Well, I went to this party at school and I was dancing. This white man came up to me, gave me a business card, and he said, "You are an awesome dancer. I'd love for you to do bar mitzvahs and executive parties with me." And I had no clue what a bar mitzvah was at the time, so I thought he wanted me to get on a bar and show my mitzvah. I thought he was being nasty. And so I had took that card to my grandma and I was like, "Grandma, this white man came up to me, asked me to do bar mitzvahs and executive parties. What do you think?" And she was like, "Girl, you better call that man that's getting closer to your people." I was like, "We strippers? We got strippers in our family?" And she's like, "No." And she explained what Judaism was and bar mitzvahs and explained to me that my father was Jewish and told me all that. And I was just like, "Oh man, maybe I'll do a bar mitzvah and I'll see my dad or something." And so I started doing bar mitzvahs. And
what were you doing? Dancing at bar mitzvahs?
I was there first. I started out dancing. Then once
So
I got
these strippers at bar mitzvahs.
Well, nah, it's different. My title was
13-year-old
energy. My title was energy producer. I produce energy, so I
Gotcha.
get the kids on the dance floor, teach them how to dance, how
Oh,
to party.
right.
You know, get the
13 years
grandparents
old.
up. You know, get people going and just bring happiness to the
fun.
room. Make it fun. Like, come on, we gonna do this dance all together. We gonna play
So-
this game. We gonna do this. We gonna that.
That explains a lot about you being turned up in Girls Trip and dancing the way that you were for the life of the party.
Before we get to all that girls trip stuff, now how'd you end up in foster care?
So
That's an interesting story too.
yeah, so basically I was taking care of these kids, you know, and I wasn't the best mom, okay, and I'm taking care of my mom
You
too.
were only 9s.
Okay, but at this point I'm 12.
12, okay.
I should be better at it, right? But my baby brother, he was okay. So my mom had another baby, right? With my stepdad, she was off the chain with it because she lost all her friends. So now I'm her friend. So she's telling me about her sexcapades with my stepdad. We met in the Volkswagen and we did it in the Volkswagen, girl. And I'm like, did what? She's like, the sperm disease. That's what she called it. Yeah. She told me I couldn't do it till I turned 21. Then I could have babies and that's when you get the vaccination. And then, because men have this stuff that shoots out of their weenie that can cause your legs to fall off and your baby carriage will fall out, and then you'll die in 3 days. And
Wow.
yeah,
What a
she
great
said,
way to
and she
prevent
said,
you from having
I'm gonna
sex.
tell that story to my kids.
and she
Sperm
said
disease.
that men have enzymes in their mouth that'll eat your face up and eat your throat. So don't just kiss guys. Don't never put your tongue in a man's mouth, because the enzymes in their mouth will eat you up if you don't have your vaccination. And it was so funny when she told me that, because then I went to school and I seen one of my homegirls, my friend Amber, she was kissing the dude. I was like, oh no, Amber, you gonna die. You gonna die. Oh my God. And I went home to my mom. My mom said, don't worry about her. Her parents knew she was going to be a hoe. They got the shot for her early. And so anytime I would see a girl kissing or something, I'd be like, yeah, he did this to me, he did that. I'd be like, oh, yeah, you got the shot early. And then when...
Your mom is like a comedian.
Yeah, my mom is a mess. She used to play like, Bill Cosby albums and Richard Pryor and Lenny Bruce and all this stuff. And she's supposed to be a Jehovah's Witness, but we listening to cussing and all that, because I think she's just a Jehovah's Witness for the babysitting. Anyways,
He was watching the kids, 12 years old.
yeah, so I'm watching the kids, 12 years old. My brother I went to school before all the other kids, and I would lay out their clothes. And my baby brother, he would go to school, wear whatever he wanted to wear, and he would pee in the bed and stuff. And he would get to school, and the teacher would be like, he'd tell the teacher, I'm hungry, I'm this, I'm that. And so then, they called the social workers, and they came over. I mean, we had roaches. I mean, I wasn't the best housekeeper. It was a lot of things that I wasn't doing right. And then the social worker started talking to my mom, realized she got some mental issues. I mean, she was talking about, my mom used to talk about aliens in the house, and that she could hear them, and they gonna try to rape all the kids and stuff. And she would like not let us go outside, and we were only allowed to go to school and come right back. And if I came back like 5 minutes late, I was getting beat for that, because you must have been out there letting aliens rape you. And it was just crazy. It was crazy talk, and I was getting beat every day, but I never told on her. She I remember she was pregnant with my baby brother. She punched me dead in the face, busting my lip and stuff. And like pushed the whole dining room table into my abdomen, and I just thought, oh, now I'm never gonna have no kids, but this is cool. And then I get to school and everybody's like, why you walking like that? What happened to your face? I'm like, man, it was crazy. Some Crips, right? Like, just make up this whole story, try to seem gangster, because I wanted to be a gangbanger, because I thought if I was a gangbanger, then she'd be scared of me, right? But the gangbangers, they wouldn't let me join. They talking about, you too funny, you too goofy, you pretty. You can't be in the hood. You not like us. And I'm like, but I could get like y'all. Like, nigga, come on. Like, and they were like, nah, you just a clown. And I'm kind of glad they didn't let me join. But so yeah, the social worker came through, evaluated the house, and she came over like every other weekend. And then one day my mom got into a fight with the front neighbors, and she had hit the dude with the 2x4 and then accidentally hit his baby, and she got arrested. What? Yeah, but they didn't even take her to jail. They just took her to the mental institution. And we when I came home from school, it was police cars out there, and the social worker was putting all the clothes in trash bags, and she's like, you got to get your clothes and put it in trash bags. Let's go. You moving. And I was like, what? And my stepdad was there, and he could have took at least my brothers and sisters. I'm the only one from my father, but he could have took the rest of the kids, and they didn't have to be in a system like that. And he's like, take them all. Wow. I'll just follow you and see where you drop them off at. And I'm like, why? Just let me go, take them. Like, don't let them have to live this life. And my baby brother, Justin, man, he was calling me mama all the time. And I used to be like, it's Tiffany. Call me Tiffany. Call me Tiffany. And this was the first day when we went to dress. She let me go with her to drop them off. And so she put my 2 brothers together and my 2 sisters together. And I remember we dropped my baby brother off, and he was just walking good and stuff. And we left him, I kissed him and stuff, and I come out the house, and my baby brother come chasing me. He go, Tiffany. And I was like, I was so happy, because he didn't call me mama. He said my name, but he called me Tiffany, which made me feel like I'm gonna have big titties. He know the future, but he was wrong.
Did y'all ever get out and all back together?
Yeah. So I moved around a lot, and we would go to family court and stuff, and it was like a year and a half, and my grandma finally got custody of all of us, and we was all back together.
Goodness.
Why
and
she
I
didn't
was
do that
back
in the beginning?
because they was like all this background check and all this stuff, and they wouldn't let her take, because my cousins was in the system too, and they had claimed all this crazy stuff was going on. It was just craziness.
How many foster families were you with?
I was with 3.
Okay.
3 different families, and then I went first to McLaren Hall, which is it's like a jail but it's messed up. McLaren Hall is not somewhere you want to be. But I was only there for like a night and a half. So
That's kind of where your comedy career was born.
Yeah, that's where it was born at, because we had to share this room, and that's why I don't do bunk beds now. I think bunk beds is dangerous. I don't never want to be in a bunk bed.
Plus, you grown as hell.
Yeah, I'm grown as hell, but fuck a bunk bed. So fucking hate bunk beds. Like, you want to see me? No, you want to see me have an attitude and ready to squab? Put a bunk bed in the room. Watch what happens.
Nobody's gonna put you in a bunk bed.
Girl.
Now.
I don't do bunk beds.
You've had a guy try to have sex with you in a bunk bed?
What? And as soon as I see a dude got a bunk bed, I'm like, bye.
Who are you dating with?
Dudes have bunk beds. Dudes have bunk beds. They have air mattresses and bunk beds.
Nah, that's true. She live in L.A., so it's like all the people trying to make it on the come up.
Yeah, they have like 5 roommates and stuff. And I'm like, Anyways, in McLaren Hall, they had these bunk beds. It'd be like 4 in a room, right? 4 beds in a room. And there's like these hella like, these is gangster chicks with mental problems and all kind of stuff, and they can't house them. And so here I am, like 12, almost 13, up in here with these chicks, and they was like, yeah, we're gonna whoop, you gonna cry tonight, bitch. We're gonna whoop your motherfucking ass tonight. Like, and all I could think is, this bunk bed, like, there's no out. There's no way out. You trapped up against this wall. So I just started acting real stupid and like clowning and was like, yeah, you want to beat me up? Oh, come on with it. And I did, like, you cross your arm over like this, like I seen on Saved by the Bell. And I was like, you ain't gonna touch my motherfucking face though. And I was being real stupid. And all I could think of is Who Framed Roger Rabbit. This movie like inspired all my comedy, because there's a scene in Who Framed Roger Rabbit where the detective says, why are all these people doing these nice things for you? And he says, because I make them laugh, Eddie. If you make people laugh, they'll do anything for you. And I'm like, yeah, that's the ticket. This is how I'm going to get people to do my homework. This is how I'm going to get people to help me. This is how I'm going to keep from getting beat up. So I just started clowning, just started cracking jokes and being like mostly cracking on myself. And these girls was like laughing. They was like, yeah, she got problems. They ended up not beating me up, but I was so scared. I was scared. I just knew I was gonna get beat up, but they didn't. They didn't beat me up.
So comedy was a defense mechanism.
It was a defense mechanism, and I had to. It saved my life.
You know the best part about that story?
What?
Roger Rabbit is responsible for your comedy.
Yes,
career.
and you know what's crazy? I ended up in a Laugh Factory comedy camp, and one of our first mentors was Charles Fleischer, the dude that did the voice of Roger Rabbit.
Wow.
Do you know? I hugged that man so hard and was like, "Thank you so much for doing Roger Rabbit, because you changed my whole life. You kept me safe. I have friends because of you now, because I didn't have friends when I was younger, and because I saw that movie, it just changed everything." And he was like, like doing the sound. I'm like, yeah, I love him. He's my friend to this day. He's a scientist. He inspired me to be into science and stuff. I got a microscope and everything. And
I got a microscope.
I do. I look at everything under the microscope.
Did you really go to the Church of Scientology?
Yes, I really, and that's when I flipped the fuck out on them. So I was homeless, right? I was homeless as hell.
You got some stories.
Yeah, man, yeah. Because I was homeless because I wouldn't sleep with nobody. I was like, I ain't going to get this ass up for a roof over my head. I'm not going to do that. And so the Church of Scientology, they was at the Central Casting Place when I was trying to give me some extra work. And the dude's like, you should come down and take some classes. And I was like, cool. He was like, we got food. I was like, I'm there. So I went, I took one class, it was free, and then they were like, your personality is so awesome, you should work here. You could work here, and we have housing. And I was like, y'all do? And he was like, yeah, and we'll give you money to work here. I was like, how much? He said, $50 a month, and we'll feed you 3 times a day, and we'll clothe you and all that stuff. We'll take care of everything. And I was like, man, it's kind of cool, because I don't have nowhere to live as it is. I'm living in my Geo Metro. And then, so I signed this billion-year contract.
You gotta sign a contract?
You gotta sign a contract. It's 1 billion years, okay?
$1 billion?
1 billion year contract.
How'd you break that?
Okay, so what had happened was they took me to where I was going. First, you had to do all this little paperwork and stuff, and then they had you get on these cans and you do like this meter reading thing or whatever to take energy out of memories and stuff. Then they took me to my barracks, the barracks, right? And it was bunk beds, and I was the only black, and I was the only black chick, and it was bunk beds, and all these little white girls, and they was giggling and stuff. And I was like, I ain't doing this. I'm not sleeping in no bunk bed. So I just kept getting the little white girls was scared as hell, and I was like, fuck that. I need a real bed. Y'all don't give me no real motherfucking bed. I'm not staying here. and I just wouldn't shut up. I just was loud up and down the hallways. Give me a real bed. I don't do bunk beds. I told the motherfucker when I got here, I don't do bunk beds. I can't believe. So I was just tripping out. And they was like, you got to get on the cans, take the energy out of these memories from the bunk beds. I was like, no, y'all trying to trap a bitch. I don't do bunk beds. You not finna have me in the system again. Fuck that. Like, so I was like,
So bunk beds are a trigger.
Woo, that's a trigger. I don't do them. I don't do them. And then the guys was like, they try to get me on the cans. I'm throwing the cans. Like, fuck that. I ain't doing this. And so after 3 hours, they was like, if you want to leave, you can leave. They tore my contract up and I walked out.
Wow.
Yep.
Damn.
Jeez.
But they still send me literature all the time in magazines. I don't know how they know where. They know everywhere I move to.
Oh, they got you.
They know everywhere you move.
Now, did you really get toxic shock from a tampon?
Yes, I got toxic shock.
People died from that.
I'm lucky I lived.
You had it in too long?
No, I was using a big one. What happened was
What you mean a big one? I don't know nothing about no.
They always tell you that the danger of tampons is
Yeah,
you get TSS.
Gracious. All right, go ahead.
Okay,
This is good.
so this is like my third period, the third period I ever had, and it was there was no maxi pads or nothing in the house, nothing to use, but underneath the sink there was these super absorbent tampons. So I was like, forget it. I put it in. So I put it in, and I only had it in for about 4 or 5 hours. But as soon as I took it out, I started itching, started scratching, and my mom was there. My grandma was there. My mom had came over, and my mom was like, just give her some Herbalife. That's all she need. But everything I ate, I kept throwing up. Every time I drank water, throwing up. My tongue started to like I got a big tongue. It started to shrink. And like and then it got so like swollen and little that it was choking me. I was choking on my tongue. I had scratched holes in all my skin. You know how you go outside chasing the ice cream truck in the summertime? You know, if you go barefoot, you burn your feet a little bit. It was like that all over my body, just burnt. And my grandma was like, I gotta take her to the hospital. And my mom was like, don't take her to the hospital. And my grandma was like, this is why you don't have custody, Leola. This is why this baby is about to die. Look at her eyes. Like my eyes was sunk in. Like I was completely dehydrated. And so my grandma took me to Children's Hospital, and they and then the lady, she was like, are you having sex? And I was like, no, but I want to. she was like, well, why are you using tampons? She asked me if I use tampons. I said, yeah, I used one. She said, why are you using tampons? I said, because there's nothing else to use. Are you sure you're not having sex? How did you get it in there? I was like, it took a long time and it hurt really bad, but I got it in there. And I had put the thing, look,
you probably did the same thing I did the first time, because I don't know how you knew how to use
put the
tampon.
whole thing in there?
Just put the whole thing
I
in
did
there.
the same thing, and I never
And it was so uncomfortable.
I was like, this sucks. It doesn't really work.
Yeah, it was so uncomfortable. And I was like, dang, it was hard to walk and stuff. I was like, I don't know
why.
why.
And it kept sliding out.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know why girls like this. And I look back at the directions like, oh, okay.
That's what I did the same thing. And then they make you put one foot up on the toilet.
Yeah,
and
you feel all
How
weird.
do I put it in?
Yeah.
And then you sit down with the mirror and you're like, okay, I got to figure out.
So how did they fix it? How did they fix the?
How did they fix the toxic shock?
Yeah.
So I ended up having to stay in the hospital for like 3 days. They hooked me up with all these IVs and stuff. It's like I was 13, got my first pap smear. They basically broke my hymen. They put like fingers in all your holes. It was the worst. And they was like, it was the worst. And the lady told me, if you ever use tampons again, it'll be like committing suicide. The reason that you're so sick off of the tampon is because they put a chemical in there that is the same chemical they put in rat poisoning. So the bigger the tampon is, the more poison's in it, so you bleed more. So you're allergic to this poison, and that's why you're sick. That's why you have the toxic shock. Now, you can't use, if you ever use it, it's committing suicide. So I guess if you want to kill yourself, you can use a tampon.
I was like, pads for the rest of your life?
Have to use pads or
Big ass
diva
white granny
cups.
drawers.
I like them big drawers. I use.
You use that.
I think I look sexy as hell in them big panties.
You use that cup thing?
I use sometimes when I was running track and field. When I was running track and field, I used the cup. Now I like. Yeah, it's like a diva cup.
It like holds all the blood though.
Yeah, and then you pull it out. It's like crime scene.
Okay, guys.
Sometimes I remember I was mad at this one dude. I was like, I should just keep the cup, pinch the cup, and just throw it at his ass.
Tiffany,
but I didn't.
So Tiffany, when
but I didn't. I didn't do it.
She got a great story.
But I did boo boo in this one dude's shoes.
You boo booed in the dude's shoes? For
Yeah,
what,
I boo
shorty?
booed in his shoes
Why
because
you did that?
Because he cheated on me. He cheated
kind of
on me.
shoes were they?
They was Jordans.
Jordans. I knew it.
It was brand new Jordans.
I knew it was Jordans.
And you took a
And
shit?
I ate a gang of corn, so he knew it was human shit.
Do you have a
Hold on, so
you
did
have
you,
a man now,
did you
right?
do it directly in the shoe? Or
I
you did it-
directly in the shoe. I put the shoe right up to my asshole,
gosh, Tiff.
and I let it go.
Did he call you about it?
No, I did it right. Look, this is what I did. Right, I put the shoe back in the box and was like, he left him at my house. I took him back to his house. I was like, babe, we should go play basketball. Let's go play basketball. You should put your new J's on so you could be the shit on the court. You know what I'm saying? Kill these niggas on the court.
Tiff, you can't tell every man this story. They gonna run from you.
I don't care. Don't do me wrong. You won't get shit on. See, and I would have
That's
did
real.
I would have did what normal girls do, like put sugar in the gas tank, bust windows out the car, slash tires or whatever. Because he slept with another chick on my
girls do.
birthday.
What?
On my birthday. On videotape.
What?
Like, and then I had picked up the video camera. He scratched my face. I still got a scratch mark on my cheek from that day. I was dumpster diving, trying to find that tape. I was in the dumpster for 2 hours in the rain. I found it. I watched it. And I was like, this revenge is real. And now I know, now I'm a better person. Now I know, let God handle it.
There you go.
And when God handle it, he do it so much better.
You
But
jumped in the dumpster for 2 hours.
How did you
with
know
a
that the tape existed?
because he snatched it from me, and I was like, what's on the damn tape that you snatching the camera from me, scratching my face? He's like, none of your motherfucking
He should have
business.
broke the tape.
He should have broke the tape.
Yeah, he's dumb, though.
Yeah,
he is dumb.
Did he ever put the Jordans on, though?
Yes. So what had happened
my
was,
goodness.
I told him to put the Jordans on so we could go play basketball. He put his foot in the shoe. He's like, what the hell? What the hell is in my shoe? And he pulled his foot out. He's like, oh, somebody shit in my shoe. It's corn and shit. And I was standing in the door. I was like, yeah, nigga, all the shit you put me through, now you walking in it, motherfucker. And I ran out the house because I knew he wasn't.
gonna catch you, yeah.
He wasn't gonna chase me through his. He lived with his
shit on his
mama.
feet,
He
right.
lived in his mama house. You're not gonna chase him through your mama house with shit on your feet. And I was out of there.
And that was it. Never
And
spoke
that-
to him again.
Now I did speak to him a few more times because I had to steal his bitch, and then yeah, that's a whole nother thing.
You stole his bitch?
Yeah, what had happened was
His girlfriend? Like another girl?
no. See, he was trying to be a pimp, and the girl that he had made the video with, he was like had her in the strip club and stuff, and had her doing porn, and he was like taking all the money.
Right.
Well, the bitch was calling my house, right? And I was like, I don't know why you calling me, and she's like, he always talking about you. He always compare me to you, and I was like, yeah, because I'm better than you, and and so. I was like, I'm a befriender, so I befriended her.
Oh my gosh.
And I basically I was like, here goes another mastermind plan. I'm gonna take his bitch, right? So I ended up because one of my friends was a stripper. I was like, look, how much money you making a night strip? And she's like $70. I was like, I can help you get more money. I'm gonna introduce you to my homegirl. She gonna train you. We gonna train you on how to get more money. How much money you making doing these pornos? She was like, I like $500, but he keeps all the money. He gives me $50 to get my hair and nails done. I said, look, I'm gonna take 10% and I'm gonna get you more money, okay?
You were a pimp.
I was a pimp. So then I went ahead and I started making phone calls. Brian Pumper used to always be at the Slauson swap meet, right?
Oh,
so
my
he was
goodness.
always recruiting at the swap meet. So I hollered at him like, yo, what can we do to get this bitch on? You know what I'm saying? He's like, not a problem. He gave me a few numbers. I called those numbers. I drove her out to Chatsworth, you know, had her do a few things. And I always hooked her up when she was getting gangbanged because I felt like that was good for me. Payback, bitch. And I'm watching you getting fucked by
Gangbang.
They was running
4
trains
white
on
dudes
him?
and
Hey.
shit.
Gangbang.
So yeah, and I liked it that.
So you
I
did
mean,
more than pimple. You got her a career.
yeah, well,
What was her
yeah,
name?
and
What
You
was
were
her porn name?
actually a good manager.
yeah.
What was her name?
She called herself Black Almond or something like that.
Black almond.
I always called her dog face, but because she got little dog teeth, and I wasn't nice to her at all. I was
But
not
you
nice.
got her some more money though.
Yeah, I got her more. She made more money,
crazy,
and
That's why you said you relate to some stuff in my book because I had a little pimp story in it. Okay.
I also relate to your toy coming to life. That happened to me too.
Really?
Yes.
Which toy of yours came to
Okay,
life?
first off, it wasn't a toy. It was a painting of these two, and my sister remembers it too.
Crazy, Tiffany. But go ahead.
She not
I'm
crazy.
not
Ain't nothing
crazy.
crazy about her.
I'm not crazy. I'm very sane.
Okay.
I'm just not afraid to speak on it.
I go ahead.
Yeah.
So we had this like poster in our room. It was 2 teddy bears, right? And it was a girl teddy bear with the bow on her head and a boy teddy bear with the bow around his neck. And they would hold hands and hearts go up in the middle. And at nighttime when we turn the lights out, the hearts would start to activate and they would jump off the painting, and we would play. Me and my sister would play with them. And it's so funny because I brought it up to her like a year ago, and she's like, I always thought that was a dream. I didn't know that was real. And I was like, no, it was real. Like, because
at least it was like a nice come to life.
Yeah, and they come to life and they
jump down and play with
yeah, and
y'all?
they would play with us in the room. And we had those beds, like I slept on the top part, and the bottom part that slide out
like
or
a
whatever,
day bed.
like a day bed.
Trundle,
Yeah,
whatever.
slide out. So we would push her in there and stuff and lock her in there. She'd be like, let me out. She don't like confined spaces now because of that.
You locked her underneath.
Yeah, but we was playing. Me and the bears was playing with her, and then we
okay.
let her out and be like,
Yeah, the
ta-da!
bears.
Like we was playing.
That could have been
And
left. That could have been evil bears.
I don't think they was evil because they started telling us like what we gonna be, like what we, and they was like to my sister, Tuesday you need to do hair. You're gonna be so good at doing hair and stuff. And so because the bear said that, I got her a comb. I said, now part my hair and scratch my dandruff and grease my scalp, and I give her like 10 cents. Then it got up to $1, and now she's a professional hairstylist and barber.
Wow. Did they tell you that you was
And
gonna
they
be an
told me, my job is to spread love and joy and happiness, and you got to figure out how to make people happy, how to bring. You're gonna be sad. They said to me, you're gonna be sad a lot, but you got to figure out how to make that happiness. You got to figure out how to share that and make it happy. And so then we would do shows for the bears, and the bears would do shows for us, and it was like it was real.
Do you keep in touch with the bears today?
No, man, I don't even know where them bears
They're
is
probably
at.
spreading some joy somewhere
I
else.
burnt my guy. I burnt that red
I
track
know
down.
you
Yeah.
burnt yours. Ours got moved into Section 8 thing, so I don't know where the hell that is.
Now, life has gotten much better for Tiffany. I can sit here and listen to these stories all day.
I got a lot of them.
You got the Carmichael Show,
Yes.
which I love.
Thank
Season
you.
3 of that on NBC.
Yes. And I love working on it.
And Girls Trip comes out next week.
No, it comes out
No,
the
it comes out
21st of
21st.
July.
Oh, July.
But
Yeah.
I
Oh,
saw you
June.
and Kiana too, by the way.
Yeah.
Now I didn't initially think I would like that movie until I saw it. Because I was like, what is the premise of this? I'm confused about it. But then I saw it, and it's actually really funny.
Yeah, it's just men chasing pussy.
Yeah.
It's just men chasing.
But Girls Trip I saw also because I had the privilege of getting to go to like an early screening.
Hey, tell
of
us
it.
about this a little bit.
And I mean, not to give anything away, but Tiffany is like the funniest person
I mean, from the trailer, you look like the star of the movie.
in this movie.
Which is saying a lot because Queen Latifah and Jada Pinkett Smith.
I think all equally kind of.
We all equally have our positions in the movie, and I don't think I'm the star at all. I think I just push the funny along. I help push the story, and it's basically 4 friends who haven't seen each other in a while, 5 years, and they get together because one of them gets hooked up at
Regina Hall.
Regina Hall gets hooked up at the Essence Fest, and she brings all of us with her, and we flying first class and doing it big. And my character is just like the crazy, it's like a black female Zach Galifianakis, but turned up to full ratchetness levels.
Right.
And it's fun. It was so much fun making the movie. When I saw the movie, it's not that I forgot what I did in the movie, but it was just like, wow, they used 75% of my tags of like stuff I made up, my ad libs. They used 75% of that, and so that made me feel really good. And then I was like, dang, do I get a writer's credit? But I don't.
But you know, I thought it was very empowering for women too, because there's a lot of things in that movie that some people might have shied away from, but you guys are, having sex, like sexual, and it's not like, oh my God, it was just really
like a real girl trip.
Yeah, like
and
a
you always
fun-
got that one friend that's trying to teach you how to hook it up.
Right, the
teach you how to the grapefruit. You got to see the grapefruit scene. That's off the chain.
God damn, you do got a big tongue.
I know, we just seen it. And then there is a scene where a guy in the movie has a humongous penis.
Yes, Shaka
So big.
Zulu style thing.
Has that ever happened to you in real life?
What
Like
grapefruit?
I have a penis too big that you
Yes, girl, I ended up in the hospital. He tilted my uterus.
What?
Knocked my uterus out of alignment.
Don't look like
What
a hater,
country was
Charlamagne.
you
Don't
in?
look like a hater.
I was in South Central Los
You look like
Angeles.
you
and
I'm always hating
he
on people
was
with big dicks. I ain't gonna
and he
lie.
was a
Black
baggage
guy.
black guy baggage handler, and he was he told me, he was like, I got a lot of dick, you ain't gonna be able to handle this. And I was like, boy, please, I done had
Bring
enough dicks, it's nothing. I know how to throw this ass back. Like, boy, please, like, just make sure you got that lube in them condoms, because you about to get the shit fucked out of you. And then he pulled his dick out. I was like, God damn. Like, I was like, ooh, that's not real. This is not natural. I know he about to pass out. That dick is too big. He can't be standing right now. And he came with it, and I was like, and I was taking it, and I was throwing it back, and it was killing me. Oh, it was killing me.
But you had a point
But
to
I had
prove.
a point to prove,
Yes.
and like, and whatever I say, I do. Like, and so I did all that. He was like, right after, he's like, I love you. We should get married. Like, he wanted to marry me and stuff.
And then you
he
was like,
trying to-
nah, you a
he was
baggage
like,
handler.
he was like, you want to move into my place, trying to take me to, because I told him meet me at a hotel because we finna just fuck, that's it. But then he was trying to take me to his house. He took me to Target, bought me all kind of shit at Target and
Hey,
stuff.
now.
And
How old were you then?
I was 20. Yeah, I was 20.
Would you still date like a baggage handler now because of that experience? That was
Yeah,
a
I
good
like
experience.
baggage handlers.
But
I like
was that
dudes
a
with
great-
jobs.
Was that a great experience though? 'Cause
No,
he's
it
so
was
big, it
horrible.
doesn't-
It was
Yeah.
It was the most painful thing. It was like, it was horrible. It was
did you
like
go-
putting a flashlight in your pussy and sitting down on it super hard
So
over
big
and
dicks
over.
aren't good for you.
Nah, they tilt your uterus
There
and
you
all
go.
that
You
stuff.
hear
Did you
that,
go to
ladies?
the ER? Did you?
Yes, I went to the ER.
There you go.
They did an
What did you tell the
ultrasound,
doctor when
and
you
I
went to the
said,
ER?
"Look, straight up, this dude told me his thing was big. I didn't believe him. I had talked a lot of mess. I threw that ass back, and something's wrong. I was throwing up. I kept throwing up. It was like because he pushed my stuff up
my
and linked it,
gosh.
and
There you go. Fuck them big dick niggas.
he did what they call
Well, we gonna use that. Make sure we have that.
No, I mean fuck them like fuck them.
You want to
Like
fuck
fuck
them?
them.
we know
Shut
you
up.
using that. We are using that.
Now, don't get it twisted now.
We are using that.
Don't get it twisted now. I still would ride a big one, but now I know how to
Do
use
it
a
so
way
you
to
don't
do
tilt
it. It's a
your- yeah.
technique, and you gotta have some control and some power. You can't just go like rough
Right, you
guard
can't
on
go
that.
hard.
Because I was like, yeah. He was like, you all right? Yeah, I'm fine, motherfucker.
Tiffany Haddish is crazy.
Now, one thing Tiffany said is
Tiffany's crazy.
when you go see Girlship, which I know everybody's gonna go.
Yeah,
see,
you gotta wear a panty liner.
gotta wear a panty liner.
Why?
Because
Pee a
you're
little
gonna
bit?
laugh. You're gonna pee a little
Okay.
bit. Like, I
Okay.
don't even laugh at myself like that. Usually, if I see me doing something funny, I go, hilarious. That's funny, hilarious. That's how comedians laugh, basically. But I couldn't not hold the laughter. I went to the bathroom before the movie started, and I ended up, by the time it got to the grapefruit thing, I peed on myself.
Right.
And I've never had no children. There's just a big
You don't have
dick.
a loose
It's just a
bladder.
Now, how you know that your
uterus.
vagina ain't a little loose because of the tampon and the big dick in your
No,
life?
no, it ain't loose at all. I know that.
Okay.
Now, you
Never.
you on the front of Essence, I saw, right?
Yes, I'm on the cover of Essence magazine. Dream come true.
You guys all got covers, right?
Yes, they gave all of us a cover,
Was-
and then
was
all of us
Essence
together.
Really supportive of the movie too.
Yes, they were super supportive of the movie. They facilitated a lot of the things that we did. We got to shoot at Essence Festival. It was like one of the most amazing things I've ever experienced. This is the best job I've ever had. Like everyone treated us so, like the crew was so respectful and kind, and like always willing to help. I got the best makeup artist in the business, like, the best hair person. Like, it was just, I never had the best or nothing. I always had, good enough or it's good. And I always try to give my best. And then this is my first time being on a project where it was like, I'm working with the best and I'm
Absolutely.
giving my best. And it was the most fun I've ever had on the job. And I always have fun, like no matter what. I learned that from Richard Pryor. Like, whatever you do, have fun. I got to meet him when I was in comedy camp. And I was on
You
stage.
met Richard Pryor?
I met Richard Pryor when I was in comedy camp. And I'm on stage telling a joke. He stops me in the middle of my joke. He goes, stop, stop, stop. What are you doing? I said, I'm telling a joke. He goes, no, you're not. I said, yes, I am. He goes, no, you're not. I said, yes, I am. He goes, no, you're not. I said, well, what am I doing? And he said, you're getting on my goddamn nerves. That's what you're doing. I was like, what? Clutching my pearls. He said, look, people don't come to comedy shows because they want to hear about your problems or politics or religion or what's going on in the world. They come to comedy shows to have fun. So when you're on stage, you need to be having fun. If you're having fun, they're having fun. If you're not having fun, they're looking at you like, what the hell am I spending my money on? Right. So have fun. And I've taken that philosophy with me in everything that I do. I always try to have fun. Even when it's like the worst situation ever, I'm like, I'm going to crack a joke. I'm going to laugh at some point in this crazy messed upness.
It's amazing that someone that's as outspoken as you are now didn't even really talk as a child.
No, I didn't.
Like, when did you get over that?
Well, basically when Roger Rabbit came out.
Roger.
Fighting for my life.
Basically, yeah.
And you're also going to be on Tracy Morgan's show as his.
Yeah, this is my first time playing a leading lady. Doing Tracy Morgan show, The Last OG. This is my first time being a lead on a TV series. And it's been awesome working with Tracy. He is so on point,
Love
so
Tracy.
funny, so honest,
So
and
passionate,
just,
too.
yes,
So
very
rich.
passionate. Yeah, so rich. He'd come to work every day in a different car. Like, what? I got to ride in a Bugatti. I was like,
Hey, now.
oh, that's what my ass feel like on millions of dollars. And it felt good.
How did that work out with NBC though? Like, how you called Michael and Last OG?
Well, you have to be strategic, which is what I've learned. I've learned how to do that. And also, they use me on the Carmichael show. Like, the first season, I was just guest star. Then it was reoccurring. And then this season, the third season, they took me on as a full-on series regular. Mm-hmm. But they used me like a reoccurring. So I went in there and was like, y'all holding me back. Let me grow. Like, either use me or let me be somewhere else and I can keep coming back here as a guest. Because you use me like a guest or a reoccurring. I mean, reoccurring.
So is Gerard gonna kill you off this season or next season?
Nah, he ain't gonna kill me at all. I'm gonna just come through like I do, say something funny and leave. So they let me do it. And it's just, some stipulations here and there, but I'm just trying to be the white woman that I'm supposed to be.
We look forward to seeing Girls Trip.
Tiffany, you deserve it all.
Absolutely.
I always thought you was funny and talented, but when you hear your story, that's when it's like, I just like real people with real stories.
Yeah.
You definitely got one of the realest ones I ever heard.
Thank
And when
you.
you see Girls Trip, you're going to love her. Like, if you can possibly love her even more, you will love her. She's like the best friend that everybody needs to have.
I can't wait to see it. What's the date again?
July 21st.
There you go.
And I'll be at
Tiffany
Essence with
Haddish.
y'all doing another interview with the whole cast, so I will see you out there.
Yes, and then you get to meet my best friend, Jada Pinkett Smith.
Hey now.
Tell them where to find you on Instagram and Twitter and all that good stuff.
Everything is Tiffany Haddish. Tiffany like the diamonds, had and dish, keep the 2 Ds is how you spell it. And that's on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, Tiffany Haddish.
Send them mad dick pics, y'all.
No
Send
dick
them mad
pics.
dick pics.
If you
Only
send
if
me
they're huge.
Dick pics and bunk beds all day long.
don't do that. Don't do that. I hate dick pics.
What if they look nice and lotioned up and nice veins?
I only want dick pics that I request. Now,
Okay.
first send me your credit score. Send me your credit score first. Let me get to see your Credit Karma copy. You know what I'm saying? And then we can talk about that dick pic.
My goodness. It's Tiffany Haddish. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Every weekday morning. Tune in.